it's Helen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my Scrabble and TBR game again. This time it's March's TBR, and this time the game is Scrabble and Southern Hemisphere Friend, because Mel from a book fiend named Mel said that she would like to have a go at this. So thank you, Mel. She has picked 4 books for me and I will talk to you about those later. Now, unfortunately, I've already filmed this once and somehow managed to delete the footage, so I'm going to do it again. But for that reason, I've already pulled the letters out. I never change them if that happens. It's happened once before because I don't want to cheat. I want to use the letters that have come out. So the letters that I pulled out this time, I was going to pull out 5 this time. I normally pull out 8, but I was finding that I wasn't completing my TBR. So until I managed to get back on track with my reading average, I am going to just pull out 5. However, because in January's TBR there was one that I didn't get to, I've added an extra pull. So I've got 6 this time. So these are the letters that came out: E, V, P, A, N, O. So to start with, I am going to be reading The Elite by Kira Cass. I am doing a read along at the minute with a group of people, and we have a Discord group for that, so if you want to join in with us at any point you can. But that's the book we're up to at the moment. Plus I'm going to read the Guard novella that's in this book. So I will be reading The Elite and the Guard, but I've just piled that in because I'm pretty sure with the Guard novella it's like very tiny. Let me have a look. Yeah, there's like less than 100. I think there's about 98 pages for the Guard. So I am going to be reading The Elite and then the Guard. Then for V, I have picked The Vine Witch by Luan G. Smith. I won this and the 2 other books in the series because Luan was doing a Twitter competition and she sent all 3 books wrapped up lovely in a bow. I think it's a bit of fantasy, a bit about witches. It's all set in a vineyard I think it's in France, judging by the pictures, the names Jean Paul, and talks about Chateau Renard and stuff. So I don't know what it's going to be like. I want to branch out a bit into fantasy anyway, so this will be a good start, and then I will know if I want to carry on with the series if I like this one. So yeah, looking forward to giving that a go. For P, I am going for The Polar Bears Explorer Club by Alex Bell. I was hoping to read this for Polar-thon, but that week didn't go how I thought it would. The lovely Kim from Expedition 3 Pages got me this for my birthday, so I thought this was a great time to get it read because I am excited for this. So I don't know much about it other than Stella joins the polar bear explorers on an expedition to the Icelands. Her eyes are open to a world of danger, adventure and snow pirates. I wonder if this is set in actual Iceland or just Icelands, because I could have kept this for Eurovision-a-thon. If I like it enough, I suppose I could reread it for Eurovision-a-thon, even though I don't normally like to reread. However, the illustrator is from Croatia, so that could have been for Croatia. But I will, yeah, I'll have a think about that. I don't normally reread, but if I can't find anything for Iceland and this happens to be set in Iceland rather than Icelands, then I will maybe reread that. So yeah, that's for P. For A, I am going for At Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I have pre-ordered that, so that should be coming soon. I'm pretty sure it's out early March, so fingers crossed. I've ordered it from Waterstone, so it may come a bit early, who knows, although that's never happened to me so far. So that's for A. I am then going for N, Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I bought this for, why have I forgot the name of it now? The middle grade readathon. Gav's readathon? Believe-a-thon. Oh my goodness, my memory is terrible. Yeah, I bought it for that, never got round to it. Then I was going to do the read along that Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophes channel was going to do, and I just didn't get into it. So I'm going to read it now and maybe try and catch up with them, but I think I'm too far behind now, but we'll see. But I'm determined to start this series because I've heard lots of good things about it. Then I got, and I was torn between two. I was torn between one to watch. I can't remember who that's by, but I've got that on Audible, and I've heard lots of good things about that. But I also want to read Olive by Emma Gannon, because Lauren from Lauren and the Books raved about this one, and it just sounded really interesting. I treated myself to this for my birthday, and I just want to give it a good go. So yeah, I'm going for that one. I also need to fit in I needed to fit in The Elite, and I needed to fit in At Your Age Eve Brown, because The Elite is for my read along of the selection series. At Your Age Eve Brown is for the contemporary book club that Steph runs. So I've managed to fit them into my letters. However, I'm buddy reading Cress with Lady Lovestead, because we read Scarlet last month, so I'm fitting that in. And I am also going to be reading The Lying Game by Ruth Ray for the Sisters Approximately Book Club. The lovely Chloe from Chloe Reads Books got me this for my birthday, and I am determined to join in with the Sisters Approximately Book Club, because the books that have been picked so far haven't been to my taste. Some of them are quite dark, and the last one that I was going to read, Chloe said, made her feel quite uncomfortable. And I didn't want to feel like that while I was reading, so I was glad she said that, because I like to feel comfortable when I'm reading. Not all the time full on, but I'm not in the mood at the minute to be reading anything that's going to make me a bit freaked out. Having said that, I think this is a thriller, but I put this on my list, so I must feel like I can cope with it. It'll be my first Ruth Ware, so I'm dying to give it a go, and then I can join in with that. So I'm fitting that in. So that is the reason, because of those two, the Buddy Read of Cress and the Lying Game Sisters Approximately, I'm not doing a Twitter poll this month for one of my reads, purely because I just don't think I'll be able to fit another one in. So there's that. Now I'm going to switch over to Mel, and she's going to tell you the 4 books that she has picked for me. Over to you, Mel.
Hi, Helen. Hi, everyone. I just want to say, Helen, I am super excited to be part of your March TBR and to be on your channel. And thank you so much for inviting me to be your Southern Hemisphere friend in your Scrabble and something TBR game. I had a look at all of the photos that you sent me of all the books that are on your unread TBR, and I have managed to come up with 4 books that I think that you should read in the month of March. So since in March we will be reading Northanger Abbey together, I have chosen that as your first book. So that is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. The next book that I have chosen for you is one of my all-time favourite books. I read this book first when I was a child, probably about 11 or 12, and I've absolutely loved it ever since, and that is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. The next book that I have on the TBR for you is a book that I actually read online, because it is, or was, a webcomic first off, and that is Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. I chose this for 2 reasons. Firstly, because it was the only other book on your TBR that I have read, so that's part of the reason why I chose it for you. But also I know that graphic novels are something that you are trying to sort of delve into, and I thought that that would be a good pick for you as well. And the final book that I chose for you is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. I chose this book because I'm actually really intrigued by this and the first book, Dear Martin, myself. I haven't read either of those books, but I know that Lauren from Lauren and the Books, her partner David, or Beardy David, which is his YouTube handle, has been really interested and really enjoyed those books, and I feel reasonably certain that that's actually where you heard about these books and developed your own interest in these books. I'm assuming you've read Dear Martin, so I am going to put Dear Justice on your TBR for March. Anyway, Helen, that is my TBR for you for my part of your Scrabble and something March TBR game. Like I said, thank you for having me, and see you later.
Thank you, Mel. I am made up. So Mel has chosen Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I have had this on my list since I was a child. I've had it on my TBR since I was a child and just never got round to it. I remember my grandma telling me she really loved this book as well, so it makes me want to read it even more. And something keeps putting me off, and I just don't know if it's because I feel like it's going to have that twee, goody Pollyanna type feel to it. But so many people have raved about it and said they've ended up reading the whole series, so let's see. I don't know if I want to open up to another series, and I know that if I love this, I'll want to, but even if I just decide to read the first one, I do need to get around to it because, you know, I do want to read more classics, and this is one that I want to try. So, and it's been on my TBR for like years and years and years. I can't even tell you when I got it. I was probably about 8. So we're talking, you know, over 20 plus years. So I need to get around to this. So yeah, thanks Mel. I'm dying to give that a go. Me and Mel, as she said, are buddy reading North Angel Abbey by Jane Austen. I think out of all of hers, I think there's only 2 I haven't read, and this is one of them. So, you know, the text is quite small. Who got me this for my birthday? Who got me North Angel Abbey for my birthday? I want to say Becca Fowle, or did she get Sense and Sensibility? I'll put up who got me this, but because I've got Sense and Sensibility on my TBR for February. We still got a little bit of February left, so I'm hoping to fit it in, but I'm not sure. I love Jane Austen, but it takes me longer to read than other books. Actually, the first part of this is like history stuff. Introduction, chronology, further reading, and the novels of Jane Austen. So actually, there's a chunk of it that doesn't need to be read instantly if I just want to read the story. But it will be easier because me and Mel are reading it together. We will need to decide how much we're reading and when, but I've got all month to do that, so even if it just takes me a bit of time, that's fine. But yeah, I am dying to say I've read all of Jane Austen, so we're getting there with the help of Mel. Next, Dear Justice. Made up she picked this. I very recently, it might have been December. No, it will have been January, because Kaz from Cats and Camera, when we did Scrabble and Scrabble Twin, picked Dame Martin for that. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Bought this straight away. So I'm delighted to be getting around to this in March, so it's not too far between the two, because I've got nothing but good things to say about this. This will be my 3rd Nick Stone book, so yeah, looking forward to it. And then finally, Heartstopper Volume 2. Now, I know Mel said Volume 1. This is the only change I'm making to her Pixamy, is because I have actually in fact read Heartstopper's 1 already. So looking forward to moving on to this story of Nick and Charlie, getting back into that world. If I love it enough and I think I can fit it in, I will do number 3 as well, because I've got that out from the library too. So yeah, great choices from Mel there. So yeah, I think I am going to do really well this month. I've just dropped them everywhere. I was going to pick them up and show you. I will try. Hang on. So yeah, that's where I'm up to with these. This is what I'm reading. So yeah, good choices. I'm excited. I am pondering just doing Scrabble and every other month now, because I've noticed this month, which was meant to be Scrabble and no, it wasn't meant to, yeah, it was meant to be Scrabble and self-care in February, and because Woody's Roundup came along and I was so excited for that and I wanted to joint host that with the girls, I did that. But because I'm not tied to a TBR, I've got options, because I am picking my prompts based on the toys for my team, and then I can steal some. It's a very relaxed readathon, and everybody seems to be just taking the time and really enjoying it for what it is. So I haven't felt as stressed and as pressurized, even though it's me that's putting pressure on myself rather than other people. So I think I'm going to have to do that every other month and just read for the joy of it, rather than, oh, this needs to fit this prompt and this needs to. I know I haven't got prompts for Scrabbleland, but I am tied to letters, and sometimes I'm pulling letters out and thinking, oh, have I got any books that fit in with that? Oh, I don't know if I fancy that one, and I just don't know if I want that. I don't want to just have an A to Z list of books that I want to read for each letter, because then I am avoiding certain books, and then it's like, how am I ever going to get through my TBR? And there has been times where I've really been avoiding a book and then I've picked it up and I've really enjoyed it. So I do need that, but I need some relaxation as well. So sorry, I'm rambling, and it's just because I'm talking through the thoughts in my head. So I'm thinking it's going to be every other. Now, this is obviously March. I was planning on doing Scrabble and Sam next month because Sam from Griff Reads said she would kindly pick my books for me, and I'm still pondering that. And the only reason I'm questioning it is because Eurovisionathon starts on the 20, I'll put the dates here, on the 20 something of April, and then that goes to the mid-May time. I will put the exact dates here. So you're talking like mid to end April to mid to end May, and I will be purely reading books that are set in the 40-ish countries of Eurovision. So I am torn between saying to Sam, still pick my books for me, and I will do Scrabble and Sam for the first 3 weeks of April, and then I will have already done an announcement video for Eurovisionathon and my TBR for Eurovisionathon ready for the start in the 20 odd of April. But it means I'm not going to be doing a Scrabble and something for May, because I will still be well into Eurovisionathon until the mid to end of May. So I'm still thinking about that, because then my next Scrabble will be Scrabble and in June, and I have provisionally asked Kim from Expedition 3 Pages to do some roles in her TBR game for me. So actually it wouldn't be Scrabble and, well, yeah, it would, because she does 4 roles for that for people. So it would be Scrabble, and it would just have to be Scrabble and Kim. Which is fine. It's the first non-S, but I don't mind because I'm going that way anyway. So I don't know whether to either tell Sam to do that for the first 3 weeks of April and then do Kim's game in June, or whether to ask Sam to do June and then Kim to do July. Oh, these problems we booktubers have, aren't they very hard? So that's what I'm thinking at the minute. This has just been chaos for me rambling with my thoughts. So there you go. There's Scrabble and Southern Hemisphere Friend. Thanks again to Mel, and I will see you soon. Bye.